Hey guys, welcome back to the Presence of Being podcast. Thank you for being here and for being a part of our community. In this recording, I just wanted to hop on here quickly and talk about something that's been on my mind and something that I've been thinking about for this last little bit here. I don't expect this recording to be too long, but I definitely wanted to make a recording about this, which is just the importance of being conscious when it comes to consuming content and creating content. The kind of content that you consume regularly is going to dictate the way that you feel and the way that you see the world. If you Google the law of state transference, you will see that energy is going to be transferred when you're speaking to someone, when you're consuming content. Doesn't really matter what you're doing. Energy transfer is very, very real. Other people and other people's energy is going to be influenced. Their mental, emotional state is going to be influenced depending on the kind of things that they are seeing, hearing, consuming. So the kind of things that you're consuming on a regular basis on social media can make a very large impact in the way that you are feeling, what your mental state is like, your emotions, and your attitude. If you're listening to someone speak or you're consuming content and the creator or that person is high energy, joyful, cheerful, positive, uplifting, inspiring, that positive energy is going to be transferred to the listener, to the viewer. Their mood can directly be impacted in a positive way, in this case, by consuming that content or by listening to that person speak. And the same is exactly true with people who are negative. If they're putting out negative energy, if they're talking about upsetting things, distressing things, sad things, that can be communicated, or that energy can be channeled in a specific way and impact the viewer, the listener in a negative way, in a very negative way. Our perception of the world, our emotional state is 100%, or it can be 100% dictated by the kind of things that we see consistently or by the things that we consume on a consistent basis. The kind of things that you consume, listen to, watch on social media are going to impact the way that you feel, and you start to absorb and really feel the energy that is being emitted or transferred within the content. So this recording is just to serve as a reminder to be aware of this and be conscious of the things that you are consuming on a regular basis. Your social media algorithms, and I am by no means an expert when it comes to this. I don't know how the algorithm works, but it's going to feed you content that you consume regularly. Content that the app, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever social media platform, it's going to feed you content that it thinks you want to see more of. If you're consuming positive content, that's good. You're going to be fed more positive content because the app thinks that you like this kind of content. Now, we can talk about how that might not necessarily be a good thing if all you're doing is scrolling and seeing like motivational content, for example. Like, it's better than the alternative, but it's still not necessarily good. You're still consuming, and motivational content may not make you act. It can spark something within you, but it may not make you act. But that's a story or a talk for a different recording. But it's going to feed you, these apps are going to feed you more content that it thinks you want to see. And all of that content, all of that information, the things that are being communicated in that kind of content, the energy within that is going to be transferred to you in the way that you feel, the way that you see the world, potentially. So it's just important to be conscious about the kind of content that you are consuming. Also, be mindful of the creator's energy when you're consuming that content. I know for me personally, I always try to be in a positive mindset, a positive mind frame, and have good energy before I make these recordings. And hopefully that energy is being communicated or transferred or channeled in my content and can be experienced by you, the listener. I always try to be in good states before making recordings, whether that be meditating before I make an episode like this, or before I make a TikTok video, or any of my content, Going for a walk in nature, surrounding yourself with nature is obviously a great way to lift your energy and start cultivating more positive, uplifting energy. Being surrounded by your loved ones, your family, your friends. These are all great ways to elevate your level of energy. And I try doing these things, elevating my level of energy before making content, because I know that energy is going to be communicated and transferred in this content. If you follow people, you're subscribed to certain people who always talk shit about other people, or they talk about drama, or they talk about negative things all the time, and you can tell that that energy is being transferred within the content, maybe reconsider why you are choosing to follow this person. So a few tips from my experience to help elevate your own mood and your own energy before you do whatever it is you're doing. Maybe you're going on a date and you really want to be in this good mindset, this good positive energy space before going on that date. Go for a walk, meditate, be in the moment, surround yourself with loved ones. That hopefully can bring your energy up so you can be your best self going into that date. Or maybe you have a presentation that you need to give. Meditate, be present, connect yourself with the moment. That will lift your energy up. Go for a walk. That will lift your energy up. Surround yourself in nature. That will lift your energy up. And hopefully you'll be able to go through with that presentation in a better mindset and have more positive energy to give out. And hopefully your presentation will be better. I'm sure it will be better if you are in this positive energy state rather than being in a neutral state or in a negative state, obviously. There are things that you could be doing, like I just mentioned, that will help you be in a more positive state. And just know that once you're in a positive state, that energy is going to be emitted outwardly. The people that you interact with are going to be able to feel that energy. That energy is going to be communicated before you even say a word. People are going to be able to pick up on your energy just intuitively. So just be mindful of that. Be conscious of the energy that you are embodying and the energy that you are consuming. There's a lot of unconsciousness around, people stuck in their heads, identified with their ego, and negative. People who are bitter and angry. If there's something that you can do to help uplift other people, uplift yourself, help yourself so you can help other people. Focus more on consuming content more mindfully and consuming content that you know is going to better you. Energy that is going to be good energy that you are consuming. Like I said, hopefully when you listen to my content, you feel this good energy. If I was recording a visual to this content, hopefully you'd be able to see it in my eyes. My intentions, my pure intentions when it comes to making these recordings. I hope that when I make videos like this, when I make recordings like this, you are able to somehow, in some way, shape, or form, sense the authenticity and the good energy of the content. That is always the goal, to provide value, to hopefully inspire you to be more present in your day-to-day life, connect with your most authentic self and true self within. That's my goal within all of these recordings. If I'm in a negative state, I'm not going to force content because I know that that energy is going to be communicated in some way, shape, or form and transferred via the content. When I'm in a good state and I feel like I'm in this good energy state, I feel more confident getting my message across within the content. I feel like I articulate myself better. And hopefully that energy, like I said, is then experienced by you, the listener, and can impact your life in a positive way. That's always the goal. And that will always be the goal. So hopefully you got some value from this. Hopefully you feel inspired or feel the good energy that hopefully I am communicating and trying to get across within these videos, or this video specifically. All of my videos, of course, but yes. This video specifically, just because this is what we're talking about today. But just be mindful, be conscious when you are consuming content. In the day and age that we're living with social media, it's so easy to get caught up just scrolling for hours on end, mindlessly. Be conscious. If you're coming across a video and you can tell like intuitively that like this person has good intentions, they're trying to provide value. Listen. Hopefully you're gonna feel better by listening. But if you just pick up on bad vibes, like scroll past that. Like don't consume that content, because remember, your algorithm is just going to show you more of what it thinks you want to see. So be mindful of the content that you are consuming. Pay attention, be conscious while you are on social media, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully you got some value from listening to this. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are listening to this. Thank you again for being a part of Presence of Being. Remember, be present, and try to have more pockets of presence as you go throughout this day, where you can just take a deep breath and be in the moment. So thank you again for listening, and I will see you in the next recording very soon.